This is a video I've been waiting to make. Pretty excited to do it, but unfortunately I have another issue. This is a more serious issue. Maybe I'm screwed. I tell you, you think you're gonna make progress and you think you're gonna solve a problem, and another one pops up. So, I don't know. What's going on, and welcome back. Sorry about the fan noise, man. It is hot today. It is hot here, and I got to have some airflow around here. But anyway, this is a video I've been waiting to make. Pretty excited to do it. We've got something going on with Project Stepchild here, and this is going to help me at the drag strip to be more consistent with each and every pass, in every aspect of the pass, in my opinion. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. But let's take a look at what we've got and see if we can get it put on today. So here we go. If you watched my video from Ford Takeover of my passes, you saw that I was having problems with the factory line lock in the car. It was giving me a total fit. It didn't want to stay engaged. It would basically, with S550, you have to initialize it, which it did that fine, and then you press the brake pedal and you hold it. Then the car will grab the brakes, you'll feel it in the pedal, it makes a sound, and then it's ready to go, and it starts a counter. It counts down from 15 seconds down to 0. So I would start my burnout. It did all that just fine, but I would start my burnout, and then all of a sudden it would malfunction or do something weird, and I would lose my countdown. So I would try to roll out of the burnout, and once I pushed the clutch in, it's like I had full brakes on the car. It was so weird. I don't understand what it was doing, but it was not working correctly for me. I have used it successfully before, but for some reason it wasn't working, and that really hurts me as far as my passes go, because if I can't get a good burnout, I can't get a good launch, 60 foot. It screws up the entire pass. So that can't happen. So what I did is I went ahead and bought the JPC line lock kit for the S550, and it's a pretty cool kit. Comes with everything you need to get it hooked up. And with these cars, you need basically 2 solenoids. So it comes with 2 solenoids. There's the solenoids there. 2 TCI solenoids, wiring, with a fuse, arming switch, all that good stuff. And it even comes with new braided brake lines. Now these, I believe, are coated in a black coating, but they are braided brake lines. It comes with those, so that's pretty cool. And obviously the instructions. So overall, not a very cheap kit. I mean, it's rather pricey, I ain't gonna lie. I think it's around like 300 bucks if I remember correctly. It's not cheap, but we need it. I mean, I cannot make good passes and be consistent if I can't get a good burnout. And it was really frustrating me at Ford Takeover. My first pass, I really didn't even do a burnout because I didn't even get it initialized. That, I believe, was my fault on that one. But it dead hooked and bogged. So I figured I'd be good to go with the other 2 passes, especially to run against Speed Addict. But the second pass, I spun all the way through first gear, and the pass against Speed Addict, spun a little bit and let off a little bit, and that kind of clinched his win against me. So that's no good, man. I can't have that happen. I can't risk not getting a good burnout, so this has to happen. But anyway, I'm gonna quit jacking my jaws here and get busy on this installation. This is not really a how-to as usual with my videos, but I will cover some highlights and any key points that I run across, or any issues maybe that I run across. So I will cover that. But let's get started, man. I'm anxious to get this on the car and get it tested. Now the first thing we need to do is we need to prep these solenoids. There are some fittings that we need to install in them. So we are going to do that, get those prepped, and then we can move on to put them on the car. All right, so you saw me installing the fittings into the solenoids, and I've got them both on the car. I want to show you those real quick. Show you how these actually set up. But there you can see the solenoid. This is the passenger side. You've got one side, the hard line screws into that fitting, the brass fitting, and then on the other side, the steel fitting. That's where the new braided line attaches and comes down and attaches to the caliper. Now they do come with new banjo bolts and gaskets, but I had to reuse the banjo bolt that came with the bare brakes because it is a different thread pitch. It actually uses a fine thread pitch, whereas the stock caliper, it appears, uses a coarse thread pitch. So no big deal, as long as it seals up and there's no leaks, then we are good to go. So far no leaks, but I haven't put any pressure on it yet. I will still have to bleed these, so we'll see. But with any luck, hopefully, knock on wood somewhere, that they won't leak. Let me show you the driver's side real quick. It's a little darker on this side, but this is the driver's side, and there's the solenoid there. I know it's hard to see, but there's a solenoid there, and it does come with 2 screws to mount the solenoid, self-tapping screws, and to screw it to the body there, and then you ground it where the bolt, where it held on the old brake line. You use the same bolt, and that's where you ground the solenoid on each side. So we're gonna get this buttoned up, probably call it quits for today, and we'll finish it up another day and get it tested out, get them bled and test it out. So we'll pick up another day, but for you it'll be in just a moment. All right, so it is another day. Come out here to the shop to check on the brakes. I was having a little issue with the brass fitting in the JPC kit, with it sealing up to the stock hardline. I think I got that fixed though. I'm just not sure if I had it tightened up before. It's been several days actually since I last worked on the car, and I came out, we tightened it up a little bit, check it that evening or the next day, tighten a little bit, but I think I got that licked. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And what I'm referring to is this brass fitting on the top here. I did talk to JPC, and they did send me some new ones just in case I had any more issues, but I don't see any more leaks now. So figured everything was good to go, but unfortunately I have another issue. This is a more serious issue, and I'm not sure what's going to happen from here. Let me just tell you what happened real quick. On the driver's side, there was still a few drops of oil or fluid on the brake line, the flexible brake line. So I was trying to figure out where it was coming from, and it was coming from the caliper, where the line goes into the caliper. So I put a little bit more oomph on the banjo bolt, and I was still getting oil seeping. So took the bolt out, and I was like, well, let me try the washers that were in there with the stock line and put those on there, and I couldn't get it to tighten up, and that is due to this. So I'm not sure if you can see in there, and we'll try to get you the best angle possible, but that is the port on the caliper. Obviously, not sure if you can see, but that is stripped out. Unfortunately, that is stripped, and there's no way of continuing with the install right now. So let me show you. This is the JPC line here. That's the JPC line. That is the type of end that's on it at the caliper. This is the stock line here, one of them. There's the other one. That's the type of end that's on that. Not quite sure what happened, but I got it kind of capped off there at the line lock solenoid on this side, so hopefully that'll hold and I won't lose all of my brake fluid. But I'm not sure if this contributed. Let me move that so you can see. Not sure if this contributed to it stripping out. You know, maybe it's too thin and the banjo bolt was bottoming out and it stripped. I don't know. I don't think that's the case, because there are still threads further in the hole on the caliper. Not sure if you can see that, but yeah, this is where we're at. Not good at all. So that's gonna do it for this one, unfortunately. No line lock. I tell you, you think you're gonna make progress and you think you're gonna solve a problem, and another one pops up. So, you know, I don't know. Today is Saturday. There's nothing I can do until Monday. I'm gonna call Bear and see what they suggest. I'm thinking possibly they might suggest me take the other caliper off, maybe send them back. Hopefully they can repair them. You know, I don't think you can helicoil a brake caliper, you know, I don't know. Or, you know, maybe they can be rethreaded for a larger banjo. I have no clue, no idea. But then what do I do with the brake line? I have no clue. So I don't know, we're kind of stuck, and I'm not sure where this goes from here, but I guess I'll find out Monday. I'll call Bear, see what they suggest. Maybe I'm screwed, I don't know. Maybe I'll get a credit towards a new set. Maybe I won't, who knows. But anyway, that's gonna do it. Kind of frustrated, and I really wanted to get this line lock installed so that I could start on the supercharger. Trying to solve one problem and ran into another. So anyway, that's gonna do it. Not much of a video, but hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and we'll see you on whatever happens next.